Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co host, Brian.
What's going on, buddy?
We're back to talk Bachelor in Paradise, guys. This is season 9, week 7. A lot happened this week. I thought this was a great episode of Paradise. There was drama, there was breakups, there was a rose ceremony, there was someone leaving. We got a medical update this episode. Like, we had a lot going on. Before we get in, make sure you are subscribed here and on TikTok so you can catch all of our Bachelor Nation coverage and every other reality TV franchise that we are currently covered. All right, Brian, there's a lot. So I think this episode makes the most sense for me to kind of go in a recap chronologically. We're going to start with where we ended last week, and this was the Charity Eliza Aaron B situation. Kat starting this whole thing, telling Eliza that her best friend Charity told her that Aaron B was someone to look out for. He wasn't trustworthy. Aaron B was really upset last week. Eliza kind of threatening the status of the relationship before even hearing the story. We were led to believe that this was going to be a big confrontation amongst the three, and very quickly wasn't. Bry. Charity talks to both Eliza and Aaron B and tells them both that she was and her family were basically harassed by Aaron B's ex-girlfriend via text and calls. Lines right up with the story that he had said last week, that he had a crazy ex who was just going to say whatever, and he broke it off over a year ago. Um, this was like a weird one, Brian. I know you have thoughts just and feelings in the whole situation, so let me know like, what your vibe and reaction was just to this whole thing.
I was really pissed off watching this first 10, 15 minutes of this episode because they played this all up. And then, like you said pre-show, like, oh, Cat really gaslit it. And then you mentioned production. And I'm like, it was 100% production because they definitely told Cat to say this. Because why would Charity just show up automatically, like all of a sudden when she brings it up the next episode? So that even pisses me off even more thinking about it right now. Like, did we have problems with Two-Face Aaron B? Of course we did on the show, but I think they did him dirty. I think he was done dirty, super
Listen,
dirty.
yeah, he was done dirty. Listen, if you're gonna make this organic, this is Bachelor producers. If any of you are watching, frankly, it's like cool. Plant that seed with Cat, but have it be like 2 weeks later before Charity shows up,
Yeah,
right? Not like 12 minutes later. I mean, literally, the sun was going down and Charity had already probably pulled up in her SUV. So it's just like and shout out to Charity. I'm glad that she didn't go in there and just gas things up either and kind of build up the drama. You had brought this up. No, well, I was gonna say you had brought this up pre-show though, where she
sorry, trying to fix my. There we go.
no, you're good. Says that like to him that we're all good. Says to Eliza that he's a good guy. But then when he's having the conversation back with Aaron B, she's like, you know, commit to her. Get serious. Like if you're gonna do this, get serious. And he's if I'm him, I'm like, well, I am one and two. Like we've been here for like 3 days. So how about you slow your roll, Charity? And like you said, Bry, like Eliza spent more time in a Bachelor show than freaking Charity has,
Yeah,
and Charity's out here. And look, congrats, like you got engaged to Doughton. Let's check back in a year. All right, you know what I mean. Everybody's engaged for like the first year. The first thing, like ask Katie Thurston's coming back next week. You know what I mean? She's been engaged twice over. So
yeah,
like,
yeah. That what you just said that pissed me off too. When she's like, "Oh, if you want to take like giving advice," and it's just like, shut up. Like Aaron, like Eliza, like you said, like I said, Eliza has been here way longer. She's done 2 seasons of Paradise. She had her season on, and then like she's like, "Oh, I really need this advice from Charity." I was like, "No, you didn't. You're just acting like Charity came and gave you this great advice just because she was a bachelorette." I was like, "Fuck this." No, I don't mean. I'm sorry to say that. I
okay,
was pissed. I was so angry.
listen,
That's my
being the
word.
bachelor or the bachelorette is not like some kind of badge of honor anymore. I mean, look how it worked out for Rachel. Rachel's on the beach holding her damn breath at the rose ceremony, hoping she's going to even get a
Yeah,
rose. You know, and
yeah.
she did.
The
Like
makeout bandit Tanner is like trying to see who's going to give his rose to based off the kiss.
yeah, I mean, they call Cat a homie hopper. He's kind of a homie hopper too. So let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah. 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 That annoyed me. And then I'm so glad she didn't stick around. I was just like, this is bull.
Oh, I'm glad she got the hell out of there. And it doesn't seem like she's back next episode too.
I
So
just, I don't want to see it. If you're not on the island to date and you're a past contestant, don't show up. I don't
Her
want to see it.
even her even leaving that night, dude, reeks of production too. Because I
Yes.
feel like if it had blown up, she was been there the next day. Like it would have like, but they were like, all right, Charity, it's all good. Like nothing. They're actually closer. Thanks to you. Thanks a lot. See you.
Yeah.
We're
She
flying
was
you
like
back
a like a
economy.
she was like a Call of Duty kill streak. Somebody called her in and then she's gone after 30 seconds.
To
Like,
the UAV scam.
yeah. I was just like, this is BS, man. Oh,
In the theme of like, keeping the hate flowing through us, Olivia hates Kat. Olivia hates Kat. This is where, especially early in the episode, where it's her, Tanner, Eliza, and Aaron like sitting and staring at
yeah.
Kat and John B, and they're getting all mad at her. But they're like,
John Henry, John
John
Henry.
Henry, yeah, John Henry. But they're like, look how much beach there is, and you have to be right there. And I'm like, well, same to you guys. There's a whole
Yeah.
resort and beach, and you guys have to be sitting here and staring and just actively crapping. And here's Mr. Aaron B, White Knight Boy, right back in because he's back good with his girl. He's just sitting there chuckling away and he's judging again too. And I'm like,
He's just fuming inside. If I was him, he's just fuming. You know, he's just over there like, hey, Arthur, fist in his
yeah,
pocket, like,
the DW.
um, I was laughing at it when she was like, she doesn't even like sand. She doesn't even like water. Like this, those are the insults.
How do you know? Like just because you said it like once a good day. Oh my god!
I
Like
really think if like in a cartoon, if you like did an X-ray of John Henry's like head, his brain is like this big.
it is like the cartoon where there's nothing going on, and it's
Yeah,
like
I
or
just
it's like the
yeah.
brain is like shriveled. It's like help me.
I just like, how is this guy falling for this? Like, she made good points where she's like she said to him, like her attitude changes every single day, and it's like, how
Yes.
did you not notice that?
Yes.
Like, even other
100.
people are saying this, like they're guys, they're like,
Bro, I think he just one, I think he's more attracted to her, and two,
yeah,
I think he's intrigued by the meanness. Like some
yeah,
guys like mean girls,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. If you're nice, you need the yin and yang.
He likes it. Like I think he knows. I think he also thinks she's probably like crazy in the good ways too. Like you know what I mean? I think that he's just he said he's intrigued.
Yeah,
She sent him a message in the truth box. I like how they left Olivia off in the beach and no one
dude, so
told
much production manipulation in
they
this episode.
they didn't clue Olivia in until once he had already left.
Yeah, Wells is like, let's read the box right now. Oh my God, meet at
Love
midnight. Oh,
Wells.
hey, John Henry, guess what time it is? It's 11:59. You should go up there.
Yeah,
I was not having it tonight, Bill. I was pissed.
this is a good part too. Oh wait, real quick though, before I get to their part, we did get some quick interludes here. Uh, Blake came back from his date from Genevieve. Jess obviously was upset. She kind of is mad at herself for telling him to go explore things because it kind of backfired pretty quickly for
Mhm.
her. Worked out not how I thought. I thought he liked Genevieve. Like he was
Yeah.
kissing her on the date and all, but he came back and said to her, like, yo, just me and you were good. And now they're like a safe, boring couple
I mean, talk
until
about another
Katie.
guy that's got some seasons under his belt. Like he knows what he's.
Listen, if you've been around enough to have an ex fiance from Bachelor Nation be able to come show up next week again, all timing, things are really good for him. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, here's Katie. Like they are 100% have these other chicks and dudes sitting in a
Yeah,
bullpen, and
it's a
they have a
bullpen,
manager
100%.
pulling the phone out to the bullpen
Yeah.
saying, "All right, get Katie
Jesse,
warmed up."
Jesse, yeah, like Wells turns around and he's just like, hey, bring her in.
Or
Then
time
it's
for
like,
charity, time for
then it's
charity.
like, then it's like Vince McMahon when he's like,
I like it's like Wells walking out to the beach and taking the ball from Charity and handed it over to Katie next week. Like, oh
yeah,
god.
oh, dude, I'm gonna be
Um,
pissed off on that episode too. Especially
um,
wearing the same bathing suits from Epwell Island too. It's definitely just like flew her in.
yeah. Olivia coming to charge Kat on the beach. This is where we start. This is where again I've been very pro Olivia, but I thought like she was stretching it a little bit here with her arguments. I told Kat she didn't like the way that Kat had went about uh pursuing John Henry. I really don't never get that argument. Like what how else are they supposed to? I felt that she isn't a girl gang girl because she didn't go to Olivia and express her interest in pursuing her man. I thought Kat made a great counterpoint. We're not friends. Like, we're
Yeah.
not friends. Like,
Honestly, she could have just said to John Henry, like, look, she's only going after you because she's looking for a rose. That's all she needed to say. She
just
just
say
said
you're
it
the
in like
next Braden.
so many, yeah, indirect ways. That's really what the problem was.
Speaking of Braden, this guy, like, I feel for him this season a little bit, but he did also dump Rachel the day after painting her butt. Um, Becca's missing the first ceremony. I'm gonna be honest, Brian. When they were like Becca's missing, it took me a minute to figure out who the hell Becca was. I'm like, who's missing? There's nobody missing.
Yeah,
And I'm
you
like,
watched that show pretty much the next
oh,
day. I watched it a little later in the week, and I was like, I remember who she was just based off of that. But I don't think he cared. I think it was an act. He didn't even go looking for her. Like he didn't seem that concerned. They're like, oh, he's so surprised. I'm like, he doesn't give a shit.
I think he's like a little bummed, but like he thought they were she wasn't the love of his life, or he's gonna go chasing down the SUV and jumping over the or fence like Colton or something. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't think I really don't think he cared. If he cared, he would have went after her. He didn't even say goodbye. Like
well, that was a very awkward, like, again, produced thing. They knew
heavily.
before then she was leaving. They had to make poor Jesse Palmer try to go in there and listen. Jesse's holding his own as a host. He ain't an actor.
No, man, he took forever to his walking. Like when they decided to walk different ways, man, that was some of the most awkward walking I've ever seen. He was walking like he was 80 years old with a bag. Like he was just like slumped over. I
When they
can't
go
do
the
it. That
same
would be
direction, though, it reminded me of the super bad scene where
yeah,
he gets the pencil and then they start walking the same direction. He has to like speed walk away from her.
yeah. Yeah, and then he's just like, she's gone, she's gone.
Um,
I mean, maybe she didn't like the show, and you know what? If she was just like, I don't want to be here because I'm a
she
normal
wasn't
person,
vibing with him. Then
I
fine,
salute that.
whatever. She should have just told him though. We did get a Sam update. Proud to say that the poop has been pooped. Sam's okay. So why don't they just let her come back? Well, I guess her dude's gone anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah,
like,
Aaron S.
yeah, he was
Andrew
gone.
S.
Yeah, he
Aaron
was
S.
gone the last
Aaron
rose
S. Yeah.
ceremony. Um,
The box breaker.
Foxbury. We did have our pairings though, so I will let everyone know what we end up with. Avon and Kylie, Tyler Mercedes, Peter Sam, Aaron Eliza, Blake Jess, Tanner takes Rachel from their one kiss and one conversation. She's so funny. She's like, I'm wearing my black breakup bikini. John Henry picks Cat. Obviously, we've talked about that a lot. And then Braden, aka the producers, ask Braden to keep Olivia. And he says because she deserves to find love. Again, I didn't see them being super homies during this season. So
Yeah,
you know.
if I was him, I would have taken Davia.
Dude, I thought I was like, oh wait, Davia's still there. Like,
Yeah,
bet.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, well, I was just gonna say something that I just thought of when you were reading this off. What have we? Is Avon on a milk carton? I mean, he just shows up for the rose ceremony. We don't see him again for 2 weeks.
see,
Kylie was heavy in the beginning of the season. We never see her anymore. I mean, I feel like
I
the
like Avid too. Tyler too. We have
yeah,
not seen a lick
MIA.
of Tyler and Mercedes in weeks, and I like Tyler's the guy
Yeah,
most local to me. So I'm like, oh, I'd like to see what's going on with
yeah.
him.
He kissed Jess the other week.
Doesn't
Nothing.
even matter.
Doesn't he? It's not. Doesn't fit in the production
That
line.
wasn't a canon event. That
Yeah.
timeline got trimmed. Um, so Braden, they say that. So yeah, we lost Davia and Genevieve. Besides our girl leaving as well, Becca. So you know, short lived for Genevieve and Davia. I thought Davia was going to stay around longer. Frankly, I thought she was getting saved, and then she would have ended up with one of the
She
guys
would.
like next week.
All right. Is Katie Thurston dating next week?
No,
Because
I
if
swear
she
to effing
is,
God, dude. I swear to
dude, if
God,
she is, that
Brian.
he ruins F. Allen.
If she is dating next week, it might be the first time in a long time I like do a Bachelor yell rant. I'm just like, enough with her.
Yeah,
Enough. Like I need to know what was filmed first.
yeah. That's gonna really question.
I am gonna Google and find out when these two seasons were filmed. I can find that out.
Watch them be at the exact same time.
Don't stop it. I'm actually getting mad right now thinking about this. Um, Olivia the next morning wakes up. She still doesn't wish them well. Make sure everyone knows she doesn't wish them well. And she talks to him like she's still going to try to get him, it seemed. But Michael arrives. Michael from Charity Season arrives, talks to Olivia and Kylie. And I wrote, uh-oh, because Kylie is just like, everyone loves Kylie. But from the trailers, it doesn't seem like he picks her. It showed Kylie with Avon again next week. So I do think he is going to take Olivia on the date. What do you think?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, there's no point in going after. Honestly, if he asks the right questions, they probably won't show on TV. Like, hey, are you who you with? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even remember this dude, but he just seems like a normal ass dude, and I
I
support
like
that.
that. We need a little bit more normalcy
He was
right
just
now.
like, I'm. This isn't my scene, but I'm here, and I was like, I like that.
No, I like him. I like
His
him
shirt
for
was
sure.
awesome. It was like an orange, like
He looks like a common
down.
man,
Yeah.
like I did appreciate that for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we are gonna get a double dose of Katie Thurston, our Thursday, Friday night double header next weekend, Brian, of Bachelor in Paradise and F Boy Island, both featuring Katie Thurston. Um, like I mentioned here, we cover F Boy Island, we cover a ton of other reality TV shows, both here on YouTube and on TikTok. So if TikTok's more your scene, we are there as well. But until next time, for myself and Brian and everyone at the reality guys, thank you for watching. Peace.